Hi everybody and welcome to video 4. So this video is how can rose-tinted living change your life spiritually? It's a massive topic and there is just so much to say about this that it's really hard to condense it down into a very short video. But I know that if I do long videos, I lose people. So do feel free to read up afterwards if it's something that does interest you. I would always recommend The Secret by Rhonda Byrne to begin with, because that was the book for me that changed my way of thinking, and it kind of goes through all the basics with it, and it is a pretty mind-blowing book. So that is a really good book to start with. But it's something that I want to talk about a lot more on my social media and in my community group. So this is just a very basic introduction to it. So absolutely everything in life is energy. What we perceive as solid, such as a table or a book, is in fact not solid. Everything is made up of atoms and molecules, and these atoms and molecules vibrate all the time. Atoms are mostly empty space. They're composed of a tiny nucleus with electrons dancing around it. Solid things feel solid, so if you feel something like a table, it feels solid. As the dancing electrons from the atoms in your hand get close to the dancing electrons in the table, and this changes the dance. That's all I'm going to say on quantum physics, because I'm definitely not an expert on quantum physics, but I find it fascinating and I read up a lot of it, and I do really try and get my head around it because it's really interesting. It's where kind of science and spirituality merge, really. So again, read more on it if it's something that you are interested in. Albert Einstein, who we've all heard of, said that energy cannot be created or destroyed, it can only be changed from one thing to another. So everything in the universe is made up of energy, including solid matter, liquid, gas, and also us and our thoughts and emotions. Thoughts are a form of energy. Our physical body is made up of energy, our mind is made up of energy, and our soul is made up of energy. Our soul is made of source energy, which is the purest form of energy that there is. Source energy can also be called God, the universe, consciousness, the spirit, the soul, or the divine. I quite like that one. The term God can have negative meanings for some people, because obviously it's kind of associated with organised religion. For some people, they're perfectly fine and happy with the word God, but for some people, they don't like it. So basically, call it whatever you want to call it. I like to call it the source, or the source energy. Or the divine, of course. But yes, call it whatever you feel comfortable with. The way I like to think about it is that source energy is like a huge ball of beautiful energy and light that exists somewhere beyond the universe. And this ball of energy created the universe and created the world. So some people might call that God. God created the universe and created the world. And everybody in it uses itself as the source. So our souls are all tiny little sparks of this beautiful ball of light and love. So I like to think this is like this big ball of light and love, and it's got lots and lots of little sparks coming off it. And each of us is a spark of that. So that's us, that's the real us, a little spark of that. Animals have it, plants have it. But the difference with people is that we have minds. And that's what makes us different to plants and animals. We've got consciousness, and we're different, aren't we, in the way that we are. We are source energy, as that's where we came from. So that's us. We have this beautiful energy running through us. I like to think it comes in through my lower back. That's where I kind of feel it coming through. And you can feel it in your body when you do sit and kind of meditate or think about it. You can feel this beautiful energy in your body. That's our soul, and when our physical body dies, I think that little spark of energy goes back into that big ball of love and light again. So we don't die. I think your spirit goes back into that big ball of light. So we should be happy, we should be light, we should be perfect, because that's where we came from. That's our natural state. But often we are not, as we've forgotten where we came from. We've had to develop minds and egos, and I want to talk more about egos. Again, I started looking into it and I thought it's a massive topic again, so I'll do a lot more about it in my community group when we get started. But our minds basically should be used by our souls or our spirits or the real us to navigate this physical world, but many of us it's gone wrong and the mind has taken over, and our spirit is lost under all the negativity and the grumblings of the mind. The spirit is charged by love, because that's where we came from. Egos are negative. Egos are charged by fear. So any decision we make that's fear-based, so any kind of negative emotions, any fear-based feelings come from the ego. The mind is acting as a blocker to all this beautiful energy coming through. Rose-tinted living is living as that beautiful source energy and working to control the mind again, not to have it control us. If you imagine like a builder working with a hammer, that's what it should be. The hammer is a builder's tool and it's doing what it needs to do. He's doing, or she is doing what they need to do with the hammer. The hammer is not using them. If the hammer used the builder, then it would be really dangerous, wouldn't it? And it's very dangerous if our minds control us. When we feel good thoughts and feel good, we are aligned with that source energy. When we feel bad and have bad thoughts, we are blocking that source energy. Our thoughts are energy, and every new creation on earth started first with a thought. All the big inventions like the first plane, the first car, the internet, all started with a thought in somebody's mind that then manifested into reality. They made it manifest into reality. Thoughts become things. If you have positive thoughts, you have positive emotions, and you put out positivity into the universe. Positive emotions vibrate faster and are on a higher frequency. The law of attraction says that like attracts like, so your thoughts and emotions send out magnetic currents which bring back similar thoughts and situations back to you. For example, say you want to attract more money into your life, but all you can think about is how little money you have, how much you're struggling, how scared you are, how bad it makes you feel, how you can't pay the bills. So you're giving out a vibration of lack, and that lack is going out into the universe, that vibration. So the universe will then give you back vibrations of lack, thoughts of lack, situations of lack. So it gives you what you put out basically. However, if you think the universe is going to provide for me, I have enough money to survive and there is more coming soon because I know I'm feeling good and I'm vibrating and it's going to come back to me, then it will. You will attract energy, thoughts, people and circumstances that match your energy. The way you raise your vibration is by consciously choosing positive thoughts and making sure it's something you're consciously aware of all the time, the way you're thinking and what you're focusing on. This then leads to happy, high vibration emotions, and that's what you give out into the world, so that's what you get back. Obviously, that's easier said than done. It's a process, it's something you need to work on all the time. It's perceiving the world as you want it to be and focusing on the things you love about it. So it does involve consciously monitoring and improving your thoughts to ensure that you focus on the things that bring you joy rather than the things that bring you down. Wayne Dyer, he's one of my favourite authors. He was a spiritual author. He died fairly recently and his books are absolutely wonderful. I read them all, I think. But he said in his book, Manifest Your Destiny, there is absolutely no difference in the power that brings anything from the world of waves into the world of particles and the power that brings your thoughts or mental pictures into form. So I'll read that again because that's quite complicated. There is absolutely no difference in the power that brings anything from the world of waves into the world of particles, so reality, and the power that brings your thoughts or your mental pictures into form. It's the same power, it's that same spirit that's running through that makes things happen. It's what makes the flowers grow, it's what makes the trees grow, it's what makes the seasons happen. It's that energy that's running through everything. Manifesting the life you want is nothing more than transforming waves of possibilities into particles of reality. I'll read that one again as well. Manifesting the life you want is nothing more than transforming waves of possibilities into particles of reality. Thoughts become things. And rose-tinted living really can make the magic happen. And we're going to take this journey together. So thank you for listening. I hope that made sense. Do some further reading on it. But if you join my community and like my social media, I'm going to be putting a lot more stuff about this out there. So it's something we can work on together. So thank you. And next video is video 5 of 7. I think, yeah, video 5 we're on next, aren't we? Yes. And that one is going to be, the 3 specs process. So we're going to need this and this and these. So it's going to be an interesting one. So I'll see you then. Bye.